My people stuck in their ways, denying the power and busy refusing to change. They charge it all to the game, but we got the keys that we need to open them gates. They taking drugs for the pain, the pills and the lean and the weed, they been hitting the same. They say it pours when it rains, the fire from heaven is drowning the city in flames. Cause we never sleep, and this war that we fighting is not for the weak. And we got the power to burn on the tower. If we talking about scriptures, we armed to the teeth. Cause we never sleep, and this war that we fighting is not for the weak. And we got the power to burn on the tower. If we talking about scriptures, we armed to the teeth. Okay, you know the prophets, we don't play. I see a king when I look in the mirror, and y'all niggas yoga like yo play. We playing chess when we blitz in these churches, then we look at them like yo play. My people sleep on the God, but he wake them up with the prophets like obey. Hey, y'all better wake up, they steady lying on Jacob. Me and my sin had to break up.
Do you know, okay, if I was to ask you, what is your nationality according to the Bible, what would you say? What would you tell me? You don't know? Okay. So we are about to show you this now. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So you see right there, you make a separation. He never called no other nations there. He said, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. Automatically, we know that the whole book of Deuteronomy is talking about the Israelites. Right? So jump to Deuteronomy 28 now. Give me verse 15. So I'm going to show you what happened to us as a race of people because we disobeyed the Most High. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this was Moses telling us, listen, in the that was prophesied thousands of years before. He said, listen, if all do not listen to the commandments of God, guess here's what is going to happen to you guys. Read.
Excuse me. To observe, to do all his commandments.
So he ain't said just read and not do it. He said observe it, listen to it, and do them. Read.
And his statutes, which I commanded this day, that all these curses.
So he ain't say some, he said all these curses. What I'm about to read for you, read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So no matter where you go in this world, this curses shall pursue you and overtake you. Right? So jump down to verse 32. Give me to 32. Let me show you, I'll read some of these curses, what happened to us as a race of people. Read.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Sis, you know a little history. Do you know a little history, right? You know in history that they took some of our children away from us and sent them in different plantations, right? You know that, right? This was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years before it even happened. Read.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Imagine you have children, right? And someone come and take your children away from you. And you trying to figure out when your children coming back, when you're going to get back your children. Who is going to rescue my children from me, right? That's what we went under. We went under these other nations. Read.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
So you had no form of military might, no political might, no form of might in your hand to get back your children away from these people. Read.
Hey, you are Israelite. Verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
So the fruits of thy land which goes into our crops, the plantation which is the cotton, the cocoa, the sugar, we are the ones who planted it, but we never benefited from it. We never benefited from it. The other nations ate it all up. They used it for their own benefit. Right? Go down to, give me 48.
Verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies.
So in the process of us disobeying the Most High said we're going to serve our enemies, which is the other nations. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So when he say in hunger, the food what we eat today, we more import than export. You know that, right? We more import food than export food. Right? Read.
And in thirst.
In thirst goes into water. Nawasa, for example, we had to pay. We had to pay for water which is free. Not only Nawasa, the soft drinks, the soda cans, all those drinks and them, water they use to make those things. That is also you paying for water. Right? Read.
And in nakedness.
In nakedness, the clothes on the back. The clothes on the back don't come from, you don't made here, it's not made here. It's made in overseas, it's made from the other nations. Even if we were to sew our own cloth, where did the cloth come from? It come from the other nations as well. Right? Read.
And in the want of all things.
When he's saying the want of all things, jobs, education, health, everything, we have to depend on these nations for it. Especially, well, specifically the white man. Like the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
So the same enemy, he shall put a yoke of iron. Give me the sign. Give me the sign. He shall put a yoke of iron, as you can see. We are being sold on auction blocks. Yokes of iron on our necks, right? Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So when he say he puts yokes of iron on our necks until he mean destroy us physically, right? Because we're still standing here today. He mean destroy us mentally. Right. To the point where we don't even know who we are. To the point where we think Christ is a white man. Right? Read.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
A nation from afar, a nation that we know not. Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
Which nation on earth use the eagle as a symbol today? Which nation on earth? Okay, which nation on earth has the eagle as the national bird today? Right? Right, when you look on the US dollar, what bird do you see on the US dollar? The US $1. Exactly, the eagle. Which nation that uses the eagle as a symbol today? Right here. Exactly. Right here. Right? So when it says as swift as the eagle flight, that goes into America. Not only America, France, Britain, all the Caucasian nations, they use the eagle as a symbol. Right? Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Why do you think we started speaking English? English was never our first language. English was given to us by the other nations. For example, Haiti. Their first language wasn't French. Our first language was Hebrew. Right? And it was taken away from us in the process of them putting us into slavery. We started speaking their own language. We started interpreting what they say. Right? Because they taught us. Right? Read. I'm going on to 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
So the Most High telling us the Lord is going to send us amongst all people around the earth, right? Wherever you go on the earth, there is Israelite. No matter where you go. There is nowhere on earth you cannot find an Israelite. We are scattered north, south, east, west. The four continents of the earth. We are scattered all around. Read.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
In the process of God scattering us amongst the other nations, guess what? We started serving their gods. Right? We basically was taken away from our God and went and served their gods. Read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
All forefathers didn't know about it. At the time Moses was telling them about this, they didn't know about this thing. They didn't know about Christianity. The wood represents Christianity. And what do you think this stone represents? What do you think this stone represents? Why is the two biggest religion on the earth today? The two biggest religions on the earth today is Christianity and Muslim.
That's right.
Right? So when you say the wood, which is the wooden cross, and the stone, which is the cobblestone, that's the two gods. That's the two biggest religions on the earth today. And we are worshiping those gods. Right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So when he says he shall bring us into Egypt again with ships, do you know the history of Moses and the Israelites when he took them away from Egypt? Wasn't they walking on feet to go to the land that God promised them? So, right. So why is it that he say he'll bring us back into Egypt? Is he talking about literal Egypt here? Egypt here is a metaphor, right? Because we cannot go back in Egypt with ships, we walked, right? So let me show you what Egypt means.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What does Egypt mean? After you're hearing this, what does Egypt mean? Read it again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right, so what does Egypt mean? Exactly. So when he says he shall bring you into Egypt, which is bondage, again with ships, who came across on this earth, this side of the earth today, on slave ships? If you watch here, as you can see, right here, that's the route that we took. The Israelites took on ships. We came from this side of the world and end up on this side of the world through ships, right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I speak unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
So the Most High was telling us, going to bring us into slavery again. Because we just came out in slavery under Egypt, under Pharaoh. We wasn't going back in slavery under Egypt, literal Egypt. I mean, other nation which, the same Deuteronomy where we say a nation that we know it not. Swift as the eagle flight, right? Spiritual Egypt, right? Which is America today. Read.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
The process of us coming on this side of the world, the Most High sold us unto them, these people, right? He sold us unto our enemies. As you can see right here, the slave block, action slave block. I bet you didn't know that the pan house was also a slave block, a auction, a holding cell for our people, right? As well as the market. I bet you didn't know that. Yes, those places was used as a holding cell for our people. The market was used as a place where they sold our people. The pan house was used as a place where they stored our people.
That's
right. Here, as you can see, auction slave blocks. That's where our people were sold onto these people. All because we disobeyed, right? And we're here to wake up our people and show them who they are. Repent, because Christ is coming soon, and it will be a nice thing.
Bring it out.
Read.
And there he shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
When he says he shall sold unto your enemies as bondmen, slave men, and slave women, that he also telling you that not only men that went into slavery, you women as well went into slavery. And we have to come out together out of slavery.
That's right.
It's not only a man's thing to come out of slavery. We have to come out together. We have to work in one mind together to come out of slavery. Right? Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall save you. We come together, we live in together. Right? Read 64. Have you read that already? 46. 46, yeah, read 46.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the cause is, what I just read to you, let me ask you this. What does a sign do, first and foremost? Exactly. A sign shows you, for example, Grenadian optical, seasons, going places, Digicel. If you want to know where Digicel is, you just have to look for the sign. Right? So when you say, read it again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So when you say it shall be upon you for a sign, the cause is what I just read for you, shall be upon the Israelites for a sign, just to show you who the Israelites are. Read.
And for a wonder.
So the other nations look at us as, listen, these people was on top. They were the greatest of the greatest. All of a sudden they just turned the lowest of the lowest. Why is that? Right? The other nations look at us as one in wonder. Wonder, you know, how come these people came from on top and dropped to the bottom? Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So, guess what? Your children, because you shall follow them. Your children's children, because you shall follow them. No matter generation to generation, this cause shall last until we come back to the commandments and the Most High save us from this slavery. Right? You get the understanding? You understand? You sure? You'll pass back tomorrow. We're expecting you. Wonderful.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is